Star now, married into theatrical royalty, the hero of movies like Schindler's List and Michael Collins, and he loves coming home.
Yes, Liam Neeson is still supporting local arts, part of a debt he feels he owes to the theatre, which kick-started his hugely successful career. Our arts correspondent, lucky girl, Maggie Taggart, has been following his weekend visit in support of the soon-to-be-demolished Lyric Theatre in Belfast.
There's no curtain to fall, but this is definitely the final public show at this Lyric. Balloons, glitter and two famous actors mark the closure of the theatre as it prepares for demolition and rebuilding. The weekend of goodbyes began with its now world-famous son, Liam Neeson, arriving from the United States. The 6'4" Ballymena man was besieged by fans and photographers as he kicked off a weekend of sadness and celebration.
He's a huge international star, but Liam Neeson hasn't forgotten his roots. He's made a big effort to be here today to support the Lyric, the theatre which started him off on his illustrious career.
He began as a professional actor on the stage here in the 70s and was asked what was his fondest memory.
Getting my first cheque, which was £31.50. which was exactly £1.50 more than I was getting in the housing executive of Northern Ireland.
That start in the business was partly because of a shove from his workmates.
As a bet, the place I was working in, the guys said, I kept saying, I'm going to be an actor, I'm going to be an actor. I said, go on, call up the Lyric Theatre then. So I did. And I spoke to Mary O'Malley, who's the founder of the theatre, and the first thing she asked me was, what height are you? I said, I'm 6'4". And she said, can you be up here by next Thursday?
When you look at the Lyric now, coming back here, do you think it is substandard? Do we need a new £17 million building?
We most certainly do. I think this is a slum, actually. And it was pretty near a slum when I was here in 75, 76. Every time it rained, it leaked on the stage. It would leak on electrical equipment. It was very, very dangerous. Drains, sewage drains would back up and stuff. It was appalling and cold. There was no heat. And just walking around the theatre today, seeing it in daylight and stuff, it needs to be torn down.
Liam Neeson is married to Natasha Richardson, daughter of Vanessa Redgrave and part of a theatrical dynasty. So is there a chance their two young sons will follow them?
I hope not. My eldest boy is 12. He started doing an after-school drama course. And he seems to be enjoying it. But, my wife's family, the acting thing goes back generations, And my family, it started with me, so I wouldn't be surprised I'm not surprised they show an interest in it,
The current building is about to be demolished, and this summer rebuilding will begin on the same site. The grand reopening should be in 2010.
Will you be back for the first show here on the new theatre stage?
Yeah, very much. And I've got a little idea that maybe a few of us, the old alumni, should come back and do the opening show, Kieran Hines, myself, Adrian Dunbar, Ian, Conleth Hill, get a few of us and maybe a new play that would launch it. That would be a terrific thing.
A great night.
Yeah, we'd have a laugh too.
The final event at £100 a head raised some more of the £1 million shortfall. So the pink champagne and the fancy dress could be out again in a couple of years' time.
This is the end and the beginning.
Maggie Taggart, BBC Newsline at the Lyric Theatre.
A galaxy of stars. Now, the only curtains we're interested in, or you're interested in, Angie, are curtains of